Well, let's get more on the figures today, the state of the economy right now, from Chris Richardson from Deloitte Access Economics, who joins us from our Sydney City studio. Chris, thank you for your time. We've had the two major parties put their spin on it. What's your take?
First take is never listen to anything any politician ever says about the economy. They're such vested interest. The bottom line, and both you and Tiki have been saying it, between them, the government and the Reserve Bank put money in the pockets of the punters. And that showed up in today's numbers, but it didn't go anywhere. They trousered it. That money was saved rather than spent. It didn't particularly contribute to getting the economy moving again. It is chugging along, not at a pace that would cut unemployment, not at a pace that would see wage growth speed up. But the problem in the economy is not a lack of money to spend. People now have that money to spend. It's actually an unwillingness to spend. Consumer confidence is essentially at 4-year lows. Some surveys, like that ANZ survey, are showing that people think the economy will be in trouble over the next 5 years. It's confidence and the cratering in confidence that's increasingly hurting the economy itself.
Yeah, and there's, well, nothing you can do to bring that back other than sometimes hope, or maybe another little injection in the next budget. So where does that leave us, Chris, in terms of the government's approach and still sort of holding fire, and some of the comments from the RBA? Given the government's course so far, it's wise enough to wait until May?
Yeah, look, today was another disappointing number, but it wasn't a great surprise. And although the economy is only chugging away, it's not, certainly not at death's door, and it's not nearly as bad as confidence has it. There is a risk that confidence will continue to get worse. The Reserve Bank hasn't covered itself with glory in explaining what's going on in the economy. It's arguably made people more worried rather than less worried, and that combination is a risky one for the economy. But if it keeps chugging away, at current rates, well, those rates are nowhere near recession, and you don't terribly need the government to kick in to avoid recession. You might need them to kick in to get wages moving faster and inflation moving faster. But that is more a focus for the Reserve Bank than it is for the nation as a whole.
One of the things the government was boasting about today were consecutive current account surpluses. So we're talking about basically selling more valuable stuff than we buy overall. Is that a fair enough boast? Is this another element of mining? What are we talking about?
Yeah, and mining is very much part of the story. You heard the Treasurer's remarks. You had him on a moment ago talking about the global headwinds. They're headwinds for the world economy. They're not, so far, headwinds for the Australian economy, because as China slowed down, it started building stuff. Its stimulus is all about construction. There was a collapse of a dam wall over in Brazil. That means they took their iron ore off the market for a while. That combination means that this is the first global slowdown in which the world actually gave Australia a pay rise, higher prices, rather than the usual pay cut with lower prices. That's showing up in these current account surpluses. We haven't seen that for more than 4 decades. It is welcome assistance to the Australian economy, but it's not make or break sort of stuff.